Hey guys, this is Louis, aka Richard, the founder of our group, and I'm so sorry, man. I supposed to told you guys this from a long time ago, that everlasting life was already here, and by me doing these experiments and all these things, it made me I'm telling you, the spirit world told me to go. I had to unlock everything and make sure everything's cleared away. I have to figure out a mystery, a couple of mysteries, and solve the mysteries, and that's what I'm coming into. Like one of the ones was that the parents been trained to hang around parents and not around regular people, so they could tell you that, hey man, I'm hearing voices telling me to kill my children and stuff. And so that's another thing. And but the other one is that the whole thing when our parents came into the in the city, our great grandparents, they the history was rewritten, and what they went to some animatronic type place in Woodstock and stuff like that. And when they did that, that's how they got the frequency stuff, and they came back as maturing candidates. But we already done talked about that. But what I'm trying to take, what I want to say is that our whole pharmaceutical industry is based upon these frequencies doing things on you. Because as a cold, you got a cold, it's gone in like less than 2 hours, probably like at the most a day. Cancer gone like it's nothing. What cancer? I haven't found nothing that I couldn't cure. And when I start thinking I'm such this old super whiz genius, I'm finding out that I was just uncovering the fact that we always had everlasting life. It was just that our parents came into the city as maturing candidates. They got us learning the economic system that was fake, because they all know it's fake too, and they know this is our land. As colored people, this is our land, and not the other way around. But all the symptoms and everything that you go through is from the frequency stuff since the 40s, and it's all 100% treatable. To the point where one of the old things that I put out could get you everlasting life, but you might be miserable because this stuff is jabbing at you and stuff. But yeah, everlasting life is here, and that's why I try to encourage you guys to build your own catalyst. Put your frequencies together, when you cover the heart, and with the Hathorian codes, the light codes, the Rife, the morphic fields, the isochronic tones, it's going to move on to the lungs or something else. And then you go to the lungs, you do that one too, and then you just keep on until you evolve it into a corner that they don't have nowhere else to go. And then once you do that, then you lace it with the scramblers, the scratching, DJ scratching, the wobbly sheet metal, and whistles and lions roaring and all that type of stuff, echo 3 times over, and then boom, you got it. One thing you're gonna know is when you start looking at the ingredients that God has everybody else placed out here on the internet, that everything is already made curable. That's one of the things when I first noticed that there was something up to this thing, there was more to it. Because as soon as I started looking for everything, it was already there. Everything was already there. So, yep, everlasting life is already here. The stuff I'm using right now, once I get over today, I think I covered enough to survive. But but this thing, I'm striving for a complete disintegration of this thing. You can survive forever. This thing gonna recharge over your skin, your cells from the DNA. Pick the right one. Yep, everlasting life is here. So you might as well start building your own thing up. Start making your own stuff from scratch, because that's what the whole reason I bought this group in the first place is for you to make your own, and then we review it. Or I put something out and then you just say, hey, my side over here still hurting, this side still hurting, they doing clicks in my ear right here, they doing lightning strikes over here still. When you do the review and you tell me what it is from 1 to 10 too, I can always know what to recalibrate, instead of just guessing myself or going off my own feelings, my own feeling sensations of my body. But yep, Everlasting life is already here. It's always been here. It's just that we came into the city listening to other people that haven't read nothing, and they Manchurian candidates going by what the computer telling them. Like it's a well-oiled machine. When you seen it as a child walking, come outside, see everybody going back and forth like it's a well-oiled machine. But since you've been born, before you've been born, this thing been around and it's been telling everybody turn this way, go that way, go this way. So when you see it, it's like some well-oiled machine, but no, it's just everybody doing what the computer's telling them to do. Yep, so everlasting life is already here, and I suggest you guys make your own catalyst. Go from the heart, whatever you want to go, start from the bottom to the top. Get your I'm just discovering new frequencies too. The tarot cards, the universe, the sun, the moon, the stars, the zodiacs, all those things are frequencies. The galaxies, everything. I'm telling you. And when I put them the 12 zodiacs together, that thing made a shield over my skull that's hard to beat. That's why I'm still hanging on to 89, test 89 now. All the products that I'm using up until this conversation right here is mainly from test 89. So yeah, everlasting life is here right now as we speak. All you have to do really is just play one of my things, but that's not really why would you do that when you can make your own? It's time consuming, but it's gonna be worth it. Because anytime something come through that ailment or anything, go hook that thing up right now. Because when anything come through, got a cold, what cold? You got a cancer, what cancer? You tell me in time. You got a stroke, no problem. What else you got? Only thing I haven't came across yet, I wanted to help some mentally retarded children. But I haven't had access to them like that. One of my friends, his brother is kind of like not all the way there to say retarded, but I put the music on him and then it changed them right instantly. So all these things are symptoms and stuff coming from the computer. You got a chest pain, the computer coming and doing it to you. You got a cold, the computer doing it to you. You got a stroke, the computer doing it to you. You got arthritis, the computer doing it to you. There is nothing wrong with you. Everything is coming from the computer. Everything. You have everlasting life, one of the most powerful things that in human history that ever existed. It's just that your parents came into the city with Manchurian candidates, and that coming from the animatronic Woodstock shit, and they came back with that stuff, and the people that's infiltrating our land, they use that as an excuse to say, hey, we heard that these people are here first the Lamb of God, and they talking about worshiping Molech and doing all these other stuff. So we could get to go over there and see what's going on. They can't just do that. And so that's what's going on right now. Everything, the county building, the law definition of county is parish. The law definition of parish is church. You're listening to something that's foreign, that's trying to tell you what to do because your parents told us that it was what it was. But ain't nobody in your whole life ever read one law their entire life. Not one law. But everybody talk about something because the computer been telling them to do this. You don't tell them to do this, we make the chest hurt, we're gonna sacrifice. They already got them all into that sacrifice stuff. They said, man, I don't like this person. And they say, you know what, we could do something about that. And then they thought you had power. At one point in time, I thought it was God. So, and this thing been going unchallenged for a very long time. But yes, you already have everlasting life. Your parents trained to look. When you look at your parents, you see them getting old because they're eating that snack shit, and that shit the computer been eating them up from the inside out, from the beginning, and then their face start getting old and wrinkly and stuff. You're like, dang, I'm getting old. But all of us, no matter who you are, when you hear this, you still 16 and 14 on the inside. Every single one of you. I asked Mr. Shorty. Mr. Shorty is 91 years old. I said, Mr. Shorty, despite your diminishing features, you're still 16 on the inside, right? I said, yep, I sure am. I asked the older women that was in their 60s and stuff, whatnot, they said, nope, I'm 14. I'm not 16, I'm 14. And everybody's putting on the front that you actually get old and turn into this person of wisdom and all this stuff. But wisdom and all that stuff don't come to you by just growing up. You have to actually seek knowledge and nobody's ever to say nobody's wise by chance. You have to actually try to learn stuff, expansion. So yep, Everlasting life is here. Cover up. How can you? Your parents covered it up. Coming into the city, maturing candidates, and yep, all the symptoms that you got, the cold and everything, is what's killing you. You go inside the hospital. What they do? They go to you. They run a blood test. They run all these things. And based on what that thing done been doing to your body for about the last 24 hours, they're going to go and run that test, and they're going to say, hey, according to this, and they're going to go by a flow chart that's coming from the same people. According to this flow chart right here, you have this going on. So you don't know shit about your own body, taking it over there to the next man like a car. So like, oh shit, I got all this stuff. And they ain't even looked at no microscope, under no microscope, no nothing. They don't know how to do no looking at roots and all this stuff and checking out plants and helping you with any of that stuff. Nope, they just going by the flow chart coming from a corporation that don't have nothing to do with you. Then you're gonna listen to that stuff. You're gonna go inside the hospital. You see everybody in there like my own kind of here working in here. This stuff gotta be legitimate. But you don't understand how the system works. The system works like this. They don't know nothing other than what's been taught to them, and they don't get a chance to explore anything outside of what's been taught to them. And that's the way it goes. That's why you will never hear nobody talking about holistic stuff inside the hospital, because they won't let them learn that stuff. You will never hear a lawyer talking about a constitution because they won't let them learn it. You won't hear police talk about constitution because they won't learn it. You won't hear a teacher talk about no law because they don't know it. And speak of teacher, well, the next thing I'm going to present to you guys is going to be an old video, but it's going to show you from the front to back how the system working in the background. I'm going to probably put that out there tonight. And what I really want from you guys, my biggest thing of my own personal agenda, is for you guys to be so smart and well off and have access to all your resources that nobody can come along and try to sway you on how to deal with me. Nobody could be infiltrating me that easy if I be good to you and be sincere and really want you to succeed. I need you to succeed. I need you to get where you need to go. So when you get where you're going and you get yourself established, then you won't have to be worrying about what I'm doing, and then you ain't gonna be so quick to entertain information that could cause friction with somebody that helped you out to help you get there in the first place. So that's my biggest my sinister agenda, rubbing my hands together. Like, yeah, I can't wait to get everybody so smart that they don't know, nobody could just come around and just talk that boo game and everybody just fall for it, you know? So with that being said, the everlasting life is already here. You start learning this stuff, you'll be like, dang, I can't believe I'm learning all this stuff. The hypothalamus, the amygdala, the cranial nerves, the tympanic nerves, everything. You're going to start learning all this stuff like, wow, I can't believe it. And then just before you know it, it took me about a year to understand what this stuff is going on. Anything that takes over a year ain't real. I learned the law in a year. Maybe about 3 years to be able to do something with it, like really do something with it. But it don't take that much to learn it. Probably like a month. When you went to jail, when you went to court, they gave you 3 months to go to come before you show up. And would you not believe that is adequate enough time for anything that you facing to counteract that stuff and say, nope, you can't do nothing. When I was in jail, I had back in the days I was in a drug addict relationship, and so we was at each other's throat, and so I had went to jail, and so I had was on probation, and I came up dirty on a urinalysis, and so I said, hey, they said, so what's what's next? I said, they said you're gonna take another urinalysis. So I said, what would I do? What would happen if I refuse this? They said, well, you're going to court. But I said, well, ain't I'm going to court anyway from the first failure? They said, yeah. So why I'm going to take it again? So when I walked out of that place, I'm like, damn, Louis, you know this law stuff fake. So you better start learning. I'm telling you, within the first 2 weeks, first couple of weeks, I did and thought what everybody thought. Man, how can I compete with somebody that went to school for this stuff for 8 years? But something told me to keep going. And guess what? Within a month, I discovered that the United States is an embassy that's foreign to us. It's not America. It's just using the our language and wordplay with us, because our parents been promoting it by Manchurian Candidates. It's a totally different foreign corporation coming from England. And so, and when I discovered that, I'm like, wow. When I go inside the courtroom, you mean to tell me I'm not in America no more? And then so when within 2 weeks, a month and a half, I realized, damn, they ain't even talking to me. They talking to this corporate ID stuff and hoping when I come in there and they say Richard Davis or whatever, and it sound, when you read it out, but it's in capital letters, when it sound phonetically, you thinking it's you, but when it's all capital letters, it's not you. It's a corporation. And then they hoping that you don't know nothing, and your parents done set you up by maturing candidates, that you take the fall and just take the fall for something that you don't have nothing to deal with. When a guy named Adams, he raped somebody. He raped somebody and went back onto the military base, and by them not knowing, they try to come over to the military base. You thinking this thing's so all powerful because you see it on TV, and when they try to get him off the military base, they're like, nope, you can't, because you ain't know you're a corporation. You can't tell nobody else what to do. And by all of us not knowing the law at the same time, this is what's happening. And that's why I'm gonna put that video out today and let you know that, hey, you're listening to the authority that's causing this destruction. You actually yielding to. You ever see one of those insect commercial I can't remember what it was. It was like one of them insect nature episodes where it was something like an insect that came inside the nest where everything at, and it looked like them, so they accepted it in, but it was just going inside there, just tearing everything up. It looked like them, but it wasn't. And that's what's happening right now. This shit just going there, tearing them. Then you look at these people that you know that's working in it, like, hey, that's my people, and they working in it legitimate. Nope, that ain't nothing. Been knowing that they've been worshiping Satan and this thing, and they ain't about nothing. Your money ain't worth nothing. It's military script. And when I seen that, it took me a whole year to find to come to the grips that we around here spending money, thinking this money for us is only for immigrants. It's nothing more than food stamps. And then the work make it even worse, that you go to work because your parents taught you to go to work, when the Bible says he who labors for himself. And then by you not taking heed and you see everybody else doing it, when you go to work, when you signed your application, you created a negotiable instrument. A negotiable instrument that said, like, hey, how much do you want to get paid? You said, I want to get paid $11 an hour. They said, okay, so you want to only get paid $11 an hour, 11 times how much you say you want to be here? And the application, they got about like $500,000, well, even if you got the job or not, just by filling it out and signing and filling out the application. It's called application for notes, 12 U.S. Code 412, application for notes. And so you are paying your boss to be there. You and everybody else. You pay when you retire, you pay them to be there. You just converted something into military food stamps, your energy, and to funds. And the Bible says you don't use a man's energy is never to be used for wages. And so all of us not knowing the Bible, and they're using that against us, so that way they get to stay around. See, they still messing up. Look. And everybody don't want to look. And then when I start learning all this stuff and everything I'm trying to tell everybody, I'm now want to like, wait, nobody don't know what this. Because now I know now the maturing candidates. And then I got hit with the beam like everybody else. And when I broke up, when I had to break up, as soon as I moved, that girl left the house, they was like, fuck, niggas were like, who said that? And then well, we all know how that story goes. So, but yeah, you already have everlasting life. It's here. You do the catalyst thing and take your sweet time and learn all the frequencies of our body. You go start from the chakras, the meridians, learn the solar system frequencies, the earth, the moon, all Pluto, all of those have certain frequencies. The galaxies have certain frequencies. Your zodiac has special frequencies. All of these things come into play. I wouldn't be surprised if the months of the February let me double check. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Let me see. Whoa. But yeah, everlasting life is here. I would not be shocked if I see February frequency. You know, I'm from February, and I hardly been and all this stuff. February frequency. February frequency healing. Yes, it is. February 23rd, frequency portal. Ain't that something? But I should have known that, but because they go by the zodiacs. You got your own frequencies and stuff. I put all the 12 together. So, yep, it's everlasting life, and this thing is one discovery gonna lead to another. Keep a good faith base. If you don't know what to do, how to start, just start looking at the numbers and stuff. And then when you see the numbers, you plug it in, the numbers, angel number, and they're going to tell you. And as time goes by, you're going to start getting familiar with it. So, everlasting life is here. The doctors and all this stuff, they don't know nothing. Nobody's never read a law in their entire life. And all this busy going back and forth you see when you come out the door, it's just the voices telling everybody what to do. And it look like some well-oiled machine, like you out of place. Just like when you was hearing those voices that and when you were walking by and you was going through it and you seen people just chitter-chatting like nothing's wrong with them, like, dang, this must be something wrong with me, because look, they're already just talking. But in reality, those people was going through it too. The man got the digital finger up his butt, trying to still act normal. The other person they done called, the voice is calling the other person he talking to a fuck nigga at least about 4 times. It's just a big front, and the time is up. The it's like the Wizard of Oz. It's all over. No, the man behind the curtain. You cover the frequencies, and then you know what else? When you sad, that was the whole thing, to get your sad energy on. Because when you have positive energy and you take positive action, that is one of our biggest superpowers, that you can make anything happen. You have a positive attitude and you take positive action towards that thing, you are guaranteed to come up with something. Guaranteed. You are guaranteed. That's why you get everybody around you try to lean on to have that old basic old flat line. Well, it's whatever, because our parents trained us to be that way. We're thinking that we had the luxury and all that time to be around playing video games and doing all this other stuff. We could have been taking over this stuff a long time ago. Our parents gave the illusion that, hey, everything's taken care of, all the checks and balances, you ain't got to really worry about nothing. It's just you sit back and relax. And that's all. What was really happening is that the noose is tied around your neck, and they're exploiting the fact that you don't know your spiritual base. And they like, okay, see, and then they say, hey, you coming over to Satan, and then you talking to the computer that's saying this down with Moloch and all that stuff. And so they're using that against you. By not knowing the law, it's being used against you. By not knowing your economics, it's being used against you. And leaning on other people, it's being used against you. This is the one time in human history that you cannot lean on nobody. You're gonna have to learn this stuff on your own. This is like the great quiet, where you have to start learning things on your own and look at the paperwork yourself. Because when you look at the paperwork yourself, it says something totally different. It's just like when you read the Bible. The Bible has a story, but when you put all the books together that was taken out and you put it together, it's a total different story. To the point that you have to realize that the Bible is, once they start taking the books out, it became a regulator of the government, and not the story of our spiritual history. Because why would they allow the books to be all taken out? Because we all ignorant to what happened, what took place for those things to be allowed to happen. And we just accepted it and just moved on with it. And our parents get an illusion of, yep, this is what it is. But in reality, when you ask them that double in front of God, yes or no, you've been having these voices before I've been born, they're going to tell you yes. They might not say yes, but they definitely won't say no. So you know how to go about that. In front of God, yes or no, if they don't say yes or no, any one of those, they say a sentence, they say, yes, I agree with what you're saying, I'm guilty. So everlasting life is here. It's always been here. This is your land if you're your color people, and they brought white people over here to give an illusion of a different kind of people, but we all created equal. And then they used this system. They brought our people into the city, and the people in the city they became corrupt. And they try to make it seem like, oh, well, it's not fair. We know people ain't getting us no jobs and all this stuff when it's satanic to be working for somebody else, using your energy for money. It said, he who labors for himself. And it says no man's energy should be able to use to make money. So that tell you right then and there, by you not knowing your system, it's being exploited against you. And that's pretty much it. Ain't nobody really to go after. Like I said yesterday, everybody that you thinking that is their fault or this or why they didn't do this, they had the chip before you, and they probably ain't strong as you. Everybody got it. So you ain't nobody to point no fingers at. The only thing is to just turn the lights on. That's it. And by us not analyzing all these things and moving fast, you just don't know, like this thing just came along and just eating everybody alive. By our parents not going out checking on them and asking them tough questions, and you notice that you cannot duplicate their mannerisms as you get older, and you're not understanding what's going on. And yeah, every day you don't bring this stuff up, this thing is pushing them to say they get to hurt you. Just say do it. Just say do it. Just say, and then they'll like just get you to say it inside your head. All you have to do is just say, and then they try to get you to say do it. Yeah. Can you imagine something like that happening 24/7, and they just like nobody's telling you? And that's another thing too. Parents owe us an apology, and we owe them an apology too for like leaving them on their own, because the village wasn't supposed to raise children, no, not two people. And they didn't tell us that, hey guys, something telling me to kill my children. Because when I first heard this thing, I was like, oh, what's going on, man? Something fucking with me. Right? But everybody tried to keep this thing a secret because it sounded like it was cool at first. It's all right. It's some new technology or something, right? But no, it's not. It's been around way before we was born. It's been around before your mama was born. It's been established since the 1940s, where Henry Purick, and Dr. Henry Frey, those two guys right there created a way to make mental messages from a distance come to you, and it's been on ever since. And this is not new technology. They just probably reinvented it or restarted it back up, and it's been used on everybody ever since. On TV, watch the same people on TV. They going through the same thing. Your news people, the sports people, everybody that you see on TV, they all chipped and they all trained to say the same things to make you sit there. For the end of a sacrifice from your own parents, the parents go, all you had to do is say what? I know you ain't gonna say what. And they get them to say do it inside their head. You see how hard? You see the type of torture they get them to go through just to say do it, right? All you have to do is say what? Because then all you have to do, you know how easy it is to just say something like that inside your head. And then all the police around you, they're all nothing but more than the executioners. I'm not 100% sure it's just the police, but definitely all the people that you know that got killed, 93% of them came from their parents killing them. 93%. The computer is the monster, and right behind them is the parents, the Manchurian Candidate parents. Right behind them is them. So when you look at parents now, you look at them and you tell them right when you see them, hey, you better not kill your children. I know about the Molech voices. So I just had started a daycare. Ever since that I realized this stuff for like 2 weeks now. I got a daycare. But yeah, all of this stuff is 100% manageable. Everything. You seen how it was looking so bleak at one point in time, but it's not like that no more, right? It was just that we haven't talked about this type of stuff. Just these one talks alone is better than about a whole week of conversating about nothing, you know? But you just train to like keep this stuff in, and that's how it evolves. You don't let nothing like this go unchallenged. You don't let nothing like this think that it has a root, a ground, a base, or something like that. You have to do whatever it takes evolve the spirit world, and I promise you, they'll help you. And if you're going through something right now, matter of fact, don't even wait. Tell the spirit world right now, hey, I'm requesting help, and I'm accepting it, and I'm asking for help, and I'm requesting for help, and I appreciate help. And they're gonna help you right then and there. You start learning the angel numbers, right then and there. They're gonna start helping you right then and there, right then and there. And that's it. Everlasting life is already here. Christ did what he said he was going to do. He's here now again. Everybody know that Christ is here. Yep. It's always been here. It's just that we had to go through something. It was like we're hearing the end time cycle and all this stuff. It was from our parents being Manchurian candidates, going into the Woodstock smoke sessions, and then going to some animatronic electronic places where they got the robots and stuff and all that stuff, and then got programmed to walk around with like they think got telepathy, but they don't. They just Dr. Frey and Henry Purick invention to be able to have wireless communications. This stuff was like, I think about before that time, it was used for like if you like in like hiking or something, and a boulder fell on you, you could communicate with people and say, hey, I'm hurt, somebody come and get me. And they'll be able to come get you. Now you see the technology, you're like, damn, so how long it's been around? It's been around forever. It's always been here. Always been here. And by us being ignorant and thinking our technology from some steam engine and all that stuff, and the 1800s had better technology than we have now, because they did a fake reset of our technology, and we've been listening to our parents talking about the Western days and all this stuff. We ain't never been on no steam engine type stuff like that. It's just been some concept that was made up, and we brought into the system that told us that we were slaves and all that stuff. But there's no way that Christ and them will allow that type of stuff. So they said voluntary servitude, and that's what you got right now. You volunteering to go to work, even though you don't know why you got to do it, just because your parents said you got to do it. You paying rent because you haven't read your lease, and it says that rent is only for maintenance people and not for you. Because you see everybody else, but they ain't read their lease either. Nobody in your whole life ever read their lease before. But y'all swear on everything, and then the police, don't know no constitution, none of that stuff. You're just going by what people told us before us and just put your whole life on that stuff. And it's all 100% fake. But I'm gonna send out a video today, or definitely tomorrow morning, to get you caught up on the current events that was going on in the background. And I pretty much saved all my stuff down, but I just told me to just put that out there just in case. But I'm gonna end it with this. Yep, you already have everlasting life. You get old because the food that we eat, the Bible, the instructions from the bad people, they say, hey, we're gonna provide we're gonna try to get them on the side of the road every chance we get. We're gonna provide them with stuff that they think is gonna help them, but it's gonna be killing them. And they're gonna keep on asking for it, and it's gonna keep killing them until one day they're gonna realize that we can never let them find out the truth, that we all equal. Because if we do, and they find out, they were easy to identify. And that's why I look at now. I can look at people and tell right now on certain formats what they up to. When you start paying attention, you can see it. You can tell. You can look at people and tell what they own. Not none of that 227 and gossip like what they own. Not that type of stuff. I'm talking about like what their protocol is, what they're about. All your preachers are in on the ones that look like Steve Harvey and all that stuff. They are I ain't gonna say they all child sacrificers, but they all know about it. They all know about it. They all know about it. Anybody that look like Steve Harvey and all those type of people, and with the mannerisms that you can't duplicate now that you're adult too, they all know about it. All of them. All you have to do is hit them with the questions. In front of God, yes or no? Have you been knowing about this sacrifice stuff with this Molech thing? In front of God, yes or no? And when they say anything other than yes or no, they say, what do you mean? Or yes, what do it mean? Or anything but just other than that one yes or no, they told on themselves. But the computer gonna make them tell on themselves. Because it's like a lawyer thing. They're gonna say, well, they're gonna make a sentence out and then try to play with your intelligence. Because when the people come, the computer ain't gonna let them lie. So it's going to make them say something. So that's it. And you have everlasting life is here. And remember, the only reason that you suffer is because you keep it a secret. You tighten up your karma circle. You don't help nobody that needs to be helped, and you know they can't pay you back. That's it. That's the only reason that people suffer out here right now, because you don't help people like you used to. You're not educated. You're leaning on other people, the next man, intellect and and wisdom, and there's no foundation in that. Watch TV. That's only for immigrants. It's only for immigrants. When you watch the news, they're only talking to immigrants and government workers, not you. And any type of murder that you see on TV, that was coming from their parents. Right? 93%. Right? 93%. And this year, there's some reason they're saying this year they're pushing everybody. You got to do it this year. You got to do it this year. And then everybody walk around you like this ain't the case. And when you start looking at things, you can see it in their face. But you have to be able to ask the spirit world for guidance and wisdom and understanding, and they'll help you show you everything. And it said nothing will not be revealed during this time. I mean, nothing that's hidden will not be revealed. And it's true. It's just that everybody's not trying to pay attention and get down to the root of things. And then this computer thing on top of you. As soon as you start trying to learn, when I first started trying to learn the law and all this stuff, I opened up that book, man. I think it's this book right here. This the book right here. Any government personnel talking to you, just talking to you, you could sue them and just and get about $80,000, because by law they're not supposed to talk to you. No government personnel is supposed to even know that you exist. But your parents trained you to be a resident. You don't know what a resident is. Resident means somebody's in the military officers. Look up Real Codes Washington, what military resident definition. First thing you're going to see is Real Codes Washington definition of resident. And it's going to tell you that somebody that's living off base, like a parent, like a family that live off base that got family members instead of living in the barracks, because you got a family, that's a resident. Not a person that live in the neighborhood, a neighborhood member, a village member. They use words to throw you off, like dwelling. Your lease says dwelling instead of living there. Dwelling mean that you are there for you have barracks with no kitchen. The dwelling, and then your apartments. They all say that for them to get the loans is fish farming. It's all 100% fraud, and they hoping that your parents did enough to make you not question none of this stuff. And then when you start learning this stuff on your own, you get discouraged when the beam hit on you to make it hard for you to concentrate. I had to start put my stuff in audio so I could listen to it, and then you can't quit. And ain't nothing here. I'm here to tell you, ain't nothing here to be standing around and standing here. It's like the Landoliers. You ever seen the Landolier movie where they were stuck in time, and the time was time of that past, where it was time for it to go. So they had some monsters come and eat the timeline up. That's all that's back here. If you're not trying to move forward and still trying to live in this thing and acting like this, it's just like the pot of the frog in the pot turning it up. And by the time you ready to make a move, you too weak to move now, because you're not trying to adapt to something that's meant to overcome. That's what everybody's struggling out here about. They're trying to adapt to this voices thing. Oh yeah, I can do it. You can't adapt to something like this. You're not meant to. There's only room for one person and one body, and that's it. You don't need no computer telling you what to do. But back to what I was saying, everlasting life is here. You put those frequencies in, you got to look for anything. Cancer's already there. Alzheimer's is already there. Everything is already there. So what is you going to die from? You got cell regeneration, DNA regeneration, RNA regeneration, everything regeneration. So what are you dying from? From ignorance. Taking your body to the next man like a car. Because your parents taught you that. And their parents they're Manchurian Candidates. The law definition of hospital is orphanage, hazardous waste material, mental ward, That's why they Baker Act, what they do, they put you in the hospital. Because you don't know the codes. And you see your people working in there. It gotta be legitimate. I see my little cousin, they're working in there. Yo, probably ain't never read their job description just like you. You never read your job description your whole life. Right? And that's why you doing things what your boss telling you instead of doing what you're supposed to. And that's what they look for, people that don't read their job description. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it with this. Everlasting life is already here. Learn the codes, learn light codes, rife, isochronic, morphic fields. Anything that you got going on, you can fix it overnight, but definitely within 21 days. Anything. And yeah, that's it. That's what I want to tell y'all. I've been talking all this stuff, and I ain't tell y'all that the everlasting life is here. The Father's truth is just, and the child presides over all and through everyone, from the ages to the ages. Holy, holy, holy. Amen.